Might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Move on the map, never see what you gonna do when you out, who you with, you ain't just don't did, don't really on the move on the map, never slip, keep your hands to your left, don't did, don't.
Under the Florida sun, where history and speed intertwine, the legendary Daytona road course awaits. A circuit carved from the high banks of the oval and the technical precision of its infield. It is a stage that has tested endurance champions and humbled the fearless. Tonight, it becomes a proving ground for the Apex this iRacing League as their fleet of MAZDA MX-5s take to the asphalt for two 20-minute heat races. Every lap will demand balance between bravery on the banking and finesse through the infield. Drafting duels down the front stretch will give way to knife-edge battles in the bus stop chicane. The slipstream will be a weapon, the braking zone's a battlefield, and the checkered flag a prize only the sharpest can seize. It's not just a sprint, it's a clash of rhythm and resolve, where the roar of the MX-5s echo against Daytona's towering grandstands. The Apex drivers are not to survive, but to conquer, knowing that in the crucible of twin heats, legends are written in tire-smoking courage. Daytona calls. Which Apex this drivers will answer? The fight begins now. Welcome in, folks. Week number 10 of 12, getting down to the end of the season here. Drop weeks starting to come into play in the points. We'll take a look at those points in a little bit. I'm Rob Campbell. This is Racers Nexus as usual. This, as I mentioned, is our Sunday night Mazda fun. Drivers just getting into qualifying here now. They're on their out laps. We'll take a look and see how they are doing there in a little bit of time. But first, let's take a look at our session settings or conditions, I guess, coming into this one. See what kind of weather our drivers are dealing with here this evening. 75-degree air temp translate into 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Conditions are clear. You can see they're not a cloud in the sky this evening. Perfect racing conditions for Mazda MX-5 drivers here at Apex this, and 61% humidity. There we go, as I mentioned, week 10 of 12. That brings us to Daytona. Next week, we're going to head off to Brazil, to Interlagos. Should be an interesting one there. Always spicy racing at Interlagos. Track temps always seem to be comparable to the surface of the sun. So we'll see how our drivers do next week. First, they have to tackle the high banks and infield section of the Daytona road courses. We're on board here with Kelly Greenhoe. Kelly came into this one with hopes of pursuing advances in his championship grasps here up near the front of the championship side of the pro standings. We'll see how Kelly does here this evening as he's coming around the start-finish line to start his first lap. Let's hop on board here with Kelly as he heads into turn one. That Mazda MX-5 at full song, heading down into turn one, heavy onto the binders. Gonna take it out wide, dive it back into the left side, then let it bleed out to the right. Gonna skip over this curb on the right side, skip over the curb on the left side, hard over to the left, braking at about the second to last light pole there, down through the gears, in through the first horseshoe. He goes and take it out wide, up over the curb. Now the little short jaunt down this straight here into probably one of the trickiest sections of the track on cold tires, but Kelly's already got one lap under him right here to warm those tires up. His out lap, he's going to head into turn 6. That's the second of the horseshoes around there. That's going to take him in towards turn 7, which will take him back towards up onto the banking where he's going to get up to full song in his Mazda MX-5. Longer lap here for these drivers than what they may be used to in the GT3 machinery or GTP machines that you would run in IMSA, but these Mazdas can handle it all the same. As Kelly's working his way up on the banks now. We actually have Kelly on cam again this week, so there he is. There's his driver cam as he's heading into the bus stop chicane. Actually, I think they've renamed it Le Mans chicane for some ungodly known reason, but why Daytona and Watkins Glen want to name everything after Le Mans, I don't know, but the newly redeveloped chicane here, Kelly heading in and navigate through there. Plenty of room for a Mazda. Up and over those curbs, those sharp pyramid type curbs, nothing to be scared of in the MX-5. Plenty of ground clearance in it and very compliant suspension. So we'll see where Kelly comes across the line here. He's going to finish up his first flying lap. Again, looking for a strong finish here is Kelly Greenhoe, trying to get his opportunity to snatch away the Pro Championship here this season. So he's going to cross the line. We'll see where Kelly slots in. So first lap in for Kelly Greenhoe. He's going to move himself up into third place, just behind Brian Lemke and Michael Chase. So nice job there for Kelly. As we say that, Charles Wolfe across the line. He's going to get himself up into top spot. Nice lap so far by Charles Wolfe. Only 1/1000th separating he and Michael Chase, P1 and 2. So really tight there for those drivers early on. Let's go back, check in on one of our AM drivers. Corey Mitchell has hopped out of his Racer Nexus paint this week. That's kind of disappointing. I thought Corey was doing so well. We won't take it as an insult here, Corey, but let's go on board here with Corey as he's heading now through turn 6 and 7. He's going to get himself back up onto the banking. Corey, another driver that's was probably hoping for a little better results in the championship side of things. Currently sitting mired in about 4th or 5th. We'll take a look at those standings once the pace lap is going, because I believe we're running another full lap pace lap here this evening, so we'll wait till that gets underway and we'll have a look at those. Corey heading to the bus stop chicane for his first lap. Kent Kruger, spoiler alert, Kent comes into this one leading the AM championship, so Kent looking for a great race here this evening for him, and as far as boding well for his championship hopes. Kent's going to head into the Le Mans chicane. Let's see how Ken navigates through. Nicely done by him. He's going to head down the front straight. Kent currently sitting in 19th place. That puts him 4th highest in our AM class right now. Let's quickly group our drivers there by class they're in. So you can see the going pros on top. Our AM drivers, for some reason, it's a little blurred out there. But that is our mid-pack Larry's Corey Mitchell, currently our top AM driver. Just ahead of David Stockrider, Sean Giroux, and Kent Kruger, the chief admin and head steward if it comes to blows. See Kent crosses the line here. He's going to sit in 19th overall. He's still going to occupy 4th place in class for Kent Kruger. See John Cooper. Oh, Coop with new paint here this week. Actually, let's take and refresh our trading paints just to make sure we've got all the paints up to date. Normally Coop out here with a red paint theme. So we'll see, maybe he's changed it up here a little bit, looking for a little better luck. He's had a rough couple races, has John Cooper last couple weeks. So looking for big things from him. He's boding well in the Pro Championship, trying to do well there for him. So see how he is going to sort himself out here this evening. There we go. Now we got Coop's proper paint theme on there. Oh, but he's going to lose it up through the S's. The S's, as he was heading back onto the banking. So unfortunate for Coop, but he's already got a lap on the board. Currently, he was sitting in 7th place. We'll see if that holds out for Jonathan Cooper. See if he moves himself up. But right now, we're on board with the Coors Lightning Machine of Roman Bykov, currently sitting in 9th place. Just behind Brian Zinn. Bykov heading up onto the banking. He's going to head over towards the Le Mans chicane. Here we pick up Brian Zinn, who's going through the chicane right now, hopping over those curbs. He's currently sitting in 8th place. He'll be looking to improve. Down to about 1:20 left in qualifying right now. Some drivers going to have to try and find their way up through the field. Let's go a little farther back here with Matt Bond, currently sitting in 27th place as he's flying in through the bus stop now. Not using as much of the exit curbs as we saw a lot of the other drivers using. A little more reserved through there for Matt Bond. We have another Bond here, Mike Bond. I'm not sure if there's any relation between these two drivers, but Michael Bond back in. He's heading into turn 1. He's currently sitting in 27th place. Generally not a strong qualifier, but we see him move up through the field. So we'll keep an eye on him. Looks like he's been starting a little farther back in the pack. We'll keep an eye on and see how quickly he moves through the field. Looks like we got about 40 cars in session here this evening, but that is a ton of Mazdas to have on track, and we'll have to do our best to keep an eye on all of them. But as I mentioned that late in the qualifying here, Michael Brock going to jump up into top spot as he gets just ahead of Charles Wolfe with his last flying lap. On board here with Ozzie Sulu. He is unfortunately not going to be able to get around to complete that lap. Joshua Smith on track. He's vying for a top spot in the AM Championship. 1 week suspension due to incident points last week for Joshua Smith, but that's going to bring him back here this week. So we'll see how he does. There we go. Timing and scoring has clicked over. We'll take a look at our grid here in one moment. Once iRacing decides to make the session a go. There we go. So on the pole, we got Michael Brock just ahead of Charles Wolfe in row 1. Row 2, we're going to find Michael Chase and Brian Lemke. In row 3, we're going to see Kelly Greenhoe and Wesley Cotnor. Row 4 is going to bring us to Roman Bykov and John Cooper in 7th and 8th positions. Row 5, we're going to find Brian Zinn in 9th place with Joseph Marr in 10th. 11th place goes to Tony Wallace with Sean Gopinski to his outside. Ozzie Sulu in 13th with Kent Kruger in 14th place in row 7. Row 8, we're going to find Daniel Salmon in P15 with Corey Mitchell in P18. Row 9 and 17th place goes to Joshua Smith with Michael Smith Schmidt, sorry, in 18th. David Stockrider in 19th with Sean Giroux in 20th position. 11, we'll find Chris King and Chris Diaz. Battle of the Chris's on row 11. Row 12, Glenn Blanchard and Michael Tanagretta in 23rd and 24th positions, with Derek Tyndall in 25th and Aaron Sunday in 26th. 27th goes to Matt Bond with Spencer Beaudoin in 28th. Row 15, we find Benjamin Syke in 29th and Mike Bond in 30th place. P31 in row 16 goes to William Stern and Uwe Hale in 32nd place. Row 17, we find Chris Croto and Dylan Foster in 33rd and 34th. Row 18, we're going to find Joshua Soto in P35 and Brian Taylor in P36. 19th row, Carrick Ball and Ryan Ryder in P37 and P38. And the final row here this evening, 40 cars, Juan Colmenero in P39 and Philip Poole in 40th place. So there we go, 40 Mazdas, count them, on track. 40 Mazdas this evening. Welcome in, Perfect Jen. See how Michael Brock does here this evening with cheerleader Jen in chat. We go with the grid, all 40 cars pulling away behind the pace car in through the Le Mans chicane. There you go, we see them spread out all the way back. We still got cars just exiting out of the Le Mans chicane. Meanwhile, the drivers are heading around at turn 4 of the oval section and heading to the line. So we got a quick moment here to take a look at the points coming into this one. There we see Kelly Greenhoe comes in leading the pro division with a tie in second place, and for fourth place, Bykoff and Lemke and Zinn and Bodway tied. So real tight chases still up at the top of the pro side of things. And over at mid-pack Larry's, we see Kent Kruger coming in leading the way over Aaron Sunday, Joshua Smith, and Uwe Hale tied for third place. But we're getting ready to go. Green flag is out, and here comes the field into turn 1. Let's pop up our picture-in-picture. Keep an eye on what's going on into turn 1 at the back of the field. Michael Brock and Charles Wolf going to lead the way. It's 2 by 2 in through the infield section they go. Meanwhile, it looks like the rest of the back of the pack making it through there fairly calm so far. Nicely done by those drivers. I say that, but now we've got drivers going off on track. A number of drivers around. We have got a massive pileup in through turn 2. Hoods up, cars around, everybody pointing the wrong direction. We'll take a look at that once things settle down a little bit. But up front, Michael Brock holding on to his top starting position just ahead of Charles Wolf. They've got Michael Chase, Brian Lemke in tow. Kelly Greenhoe, championship leader, trying to find a way around Lemke. He'd love to get himself up there and try and capitalize on any points he can to try and lock down that top spot in the Pro Championship. In the field goes into turn 7. That's going to exit the infield section, back up onto the banking. They go. Michael Brock leading the way over Charles Wolf. See the stream of cars heading back out from the infield section onto the banking. Charles Wolf going to give Michael Brock a little bump and run onto the banking section they go. They're going to try and pull away from anybody else in behind if they can. Here comes that lead pack heading into the bus stop. It's like they've separated themselves away from the rest of the pack right now, with Joseph Meyer being the last car in that pack. So 1st through 7th breaking away now from Jonathan Cooper and Tony Wallace. That secondary pack, it's only 2 cars right now as we go on board here with Tony Wallace. Looks like you got to slow down through the bus stop first time through for Tony Wallace. That is going to be deadly for him as he's trying to clear that slowdown on the bottom side. Here comes Kent Kruger on the bottom side. Looks like Jonathan Cooper might have got slowed down too, as well as Kent is catching both of his cars very quickly. Oh, Kent's going to dive into the pits. Oh, into the wall, Kent Kruger. Oh, man, I'm not sure what happened to Kent there. He just went due left into the wall, but we hop on board here with Sean Giroux, up 9 spots right now for Sean Giroux. Oh, no, it looks like Michael Chase and Brian Lemke might have got into a wreck too as well. So we pick up them as they are scattering up ahead. We still got cars all over the place in behind. Look at this. So many Mazdas on track. Nobody has anywhere to go. But I mentioned Michael Bond, not the greatest qualifier. Usually moves his way up through the pack during the race. A little bit of damage on the front end for Michael Bond, but he's got himself up 15 positions right now into 15th place. So well done for him. He's got Chris Diaz just ahead of him, and he's got David Sockrider in tow. But up front, story of the day right now, Michael Brock holding on to his top position. Roman Bykoff, though, Coors Lightning Machine, found a little bit of lightning in the bottle here, up 5 positions already into P number 2. See if he and Brock can pull away from this field. And now it's only 5-car pack up ahead. So we got a moment. Let's see if we can try and recap some of this action that we saw happen early on. But first off, let's see if we can get a look here at our lead pack on the picture-in-picture, and then we'll take and have a look and see what what all went off there on lap 1, because there was carnage just about everywhere. So we got the lead pack on the bottom, and let's go back and see potentially what kicked off big wrecks in lap number 1. Let's see. It looks like Wesley Cottonor might have been the first one flagged here. So Cottonor on the outside, Jonathan Cooper just was inside. Oh, a little bit of net code contact there between Jonathan Cooper and Wesley Cottonor. That sent him around, and unfortunately everybody else just kind of came in there like a wrecking ball. Let's go a little bit of blimp action here. See on board with Daniel Salmon. He's a little farther back in the pack, mid-pack, and it's just in behind or beside Kent Kruger, that yellow and gold car. Ah, the track just kind of closed, and unfortunately he had nowhere to go, right into the front of Wesley Cottonor as he got turned around. Joshua Smith involved in that too as well. So we'll join back up with that pack here as we hop on board here with Michael Tanagretta as he battles with Michael Bond. Battle the mics here for 11th and 12th place. They're now, looks like they would be about the 3rd pack. Well, look at that pack of cars there. They just fan out wide. Bond leading that pack, but they're going 2, 3, 4 wide in behind. You see them fanning out there 3, 4 wide. Sean Giroux in the 88 here. He has Derek Tyndall to his outside. Spencer Bodway in there too as well. David Sockrider. All kinds of cars. We got the 181 of Ryan Ryder running the same paint scheme that we usually see Kelly Greenhoe drive. So that's going to be a little bit confusing. But this is Ryan Ryder, not Kelly Greenhoe. Kelly Greenhoe is still up in the front pack in 3rd place right now. You see him on the inlay just behind Roman Bykoff. They're trying to stick with Charles Wolfe. Something happened to Michael Brock. We'll take a look and see what happened there in a few moments. Brock was our pole sitter. Quickly skim through, see if we can see what happened to Michael Brock as we've got all kinds of action going on here. So Lemke and Chase crash. Let's see if we can first pick up what happened between these two drivers. So this is the battle heading into turn 1. Lemke is the black car on the far right side. Michael Chase, the white, blue, green machine in the middle. Oh, they just get tied up there and around they go. So they'll get themselves sorted out. Now, after that, see if try and find what happened to Michael Brock. So let's see. Looks like this is Roman Bykoff passes Michael Brock here as they exit out of the bus stop. Oh, Brock just got up on the... He got up on the curbs, and that sent him around sideways, unfortunately, into the wall. See if we can pick that up again here. Focus the camera on Michael here, exiting out of the bus stop. Oh, yeah, just get up on those pyramid-shaped curbs. Around he went, and then lost a ton of time. I'm not sure what happened afterwards, but he has pulled it into the pits. See if he regroups and comes back out for heat number 2. Meanwhile, though, Roman Bykoff's got himself up top on the inlay there. See him just ahead of Kelly Greenhoe, Charles Wolfe, and Joseph Maher. But we got a huge pack here that we're following right now as Michael Bond and Michael Tannegretta lead this pack. Tannegretta, the lead car in this pack. As I have a look back, there's Michael Bond in tow. Sean Giroux dives up the inside, almost gets into Michael Bond, but he's going to send himself off wide there. Is Giroux going to have to regroup? He's going to lose a number of spots. Is Michael Schmidt going to go by? David Sockrider going to go by too as well. So one mistake there by Sean Giroux, going to be a costly one as it stands right now. Looks like Kent Kruger back out on track. I'm hearing on comms, potentially he lost force feedback, and that's what caused him to fall all the way back. But let's head up to the front of the pack here. Kelly Greenhoe has got himself around Roman Bykov. He's going to lead them through the oval corner of turn 3 and 4. It's called turn number 12 on the road course section. See Bykov using the draft to get around Kelly as they head down into turn number 1. We'll see if Kelly able to make a move back around. Those three cars working together. Joseph Mara right there too as well. Charles Wolf just kind of watching in the background right now. He's going to bide his time, try and find an opportunity to make that move. But let's bring up this battle we were focusing on earlier as they're still going 3 and 4 wide here in the background. Tannegretta still leading that pack. Michael Bond looks to his inside. It looks like they got Brian Lemke just up ahead of him. He's back on track and going after that incident with he and Michael Chase, but they're fanning out 3-4 wide up there. Bykov back up front, leading the way. See if he and Greenhoe, Marr, and Wolf continue to work together to pull away from the pack. They've now got 6.8 seconds over Jonathan Cooper in 5th place. Coop leading around this secondary chase pack. He's got Tony Wallace in behind him with Corey Mitchell and Michael Chase. Let's bring Tony Wallace in on his cam as you see him currently sitting 6th place, up 5 spots from where he qualified. It's a nice run right now for Tony Wallace as they're heading up onto the banking. See Jonathan Cooper up ahead there, 8/10. Still within draft range right now for Tony. We'll see how quickly he's able to reel in Cooper up there ahead. So, see, it's already at 7/10 now. It's 6/10 now. Quickly pulling him in. I think he's going to catch him into the bus stop, though. But once they get in and out of the bus stop, Tony Wallace will be right there. You can see that gap between he and Cooper, Mitchell and Chase. And behind, oh, Michael Chase almost into the back of Corey Mitchell as they head into the bus stop. But thankfully for those two drivers, able to go. Oh, Corey really slow through the exit of the bus stop. That's going to cost them a bit of time as Michael Chase now on board trying to give Corey a bump draft so they can catch Jonathan Cooper and Tony Wallace up ahead. We're just past the halfway mark here with 9 minutes to go. So they're doing what they can, trying to chase down the leaders. Up front though, Charles Wolf trying to make a move around the outside. He's going to back out. Roman Bykov going to lead them around. Greenhoe right there, Marr and Wolf. These 4 drivers continue to pull away. Let's bring back up this exciting pack we got going on. They've now caught Lemke. Oh, Lemke and I believe that was Derek Tyndall banging doors. Tannegretta right there and Bond in 2nd place. So that was Brian Lemke and Derek Tyndall going door to door in through turn number 1. See now Lemke leading this pack. Tyndall in tow with Tannegretta and Bond. Roman Bykov leading the race just ahead of Kelly Greenhoe as they're heading back up onto the bank. Oh no, Greenhoe going to lose the back end. He's going to spin. That's our pro championship leader coming in this one. He has lost it. He's still trying to get straight out. There goes Jonathan Cooper. Wallace. Oh, Greenhoe going to tow. Not sure why Kelly towed there. Didn't get back on track, but unfortunate for him. It's going to drop him a ways back, but we see Jonathan Cooper and Tony Wallace working together. They're still about 7 seconds back of that lead pack, so unless something catastrophic happens up ahead, I don't see them catching them. But right now, anything can happen. You never know. They are a 4-car pack now, and they're down to only 3 cars in that lead pack, being led by Roman Bykov. As you see, Bykov and Wolf going to go door to door as they head through turn 4 of the oval section, turn 12 of the road course. That's going to move Charles Wolf potentially. Is he going to lead a lap this time by? He's got a nose and a door ahead of Bykov as they head to the line. He will cross the line as the leader. Josimar, 3rd car in this pack. Let's go on board here with him. Ooh, Charles Wolf dives it deep, late under the brakes. Ooh, almost loses the back end. Is Bykov going to capitalize here? Wolf's going to run a little wide. He's going to have to back into the throttle, get the car collected up. So Josimar going to take his advantage too as well. He's going to drop Charles Wolf back into 3rd. So the more these drivers continue to battle up front, that gives the opportunity that Tony Wallace, John Cooper, Michael Chase, and Lemke falling down the field here as he's fallen out of that back pack. Rough race now for Brian Lemke as Michael Bond, Derek Tyndall, and Michael Tannegretta continue to battle it out. This is for 8th, 9th, 10th, and a slew of drivers in behind. Ryan Ryder in this pack, Michael Schmidt, Brian Lemke, all these drivers up here trying to find a way around. Let's go on board here with Michael Schmidt as he is following David Stockrider. Actually, Stockrider is probably a perfect camera car here to watch this battle. See Bond and Tyndall battling it out through turn 6. Bond on the left side. He's going to have the inside line as they head into turn 7 here to head back up onto the banking. So Tyndall going to pull in behind him. Stockrider and Tannegretta should follow suit. There we go. We'll get single file on the banking to head down into the Le Mans chicane. Who's going to make a move here? So right with Stockrider, looks like Tannegretta showing the nose up on the outside of Tyndall. That's going to be the long way around though. He's going to need a heck of a run to get up ahead of Michael Bond. He's going to do it. He clears. Oh no! They've all went off. They're spinning. Oh, Schmidt's around. That's unfortunate for Michael Schmidt. Sean Giroux involved in that too as well. That's going to drop them down the field. Let's pop back in with our leaders. Roman Bykov leading the way to cross the line with 4.5 minutes to go. This car's doing about 2 minute 10 second, 2 minute 11 second laps. So that's going to put them with 2 more laps here. Now this one plus 1 more, maybe a 3rd lap depending when they cross the line. But see Josimar lifting that left rear tire into turn 1. So now we'll see if Marr has anything to offer Bykov now that he is up into 2nd place. Into the horseshoes they go. Kelly Greeno unfortunately had the fastest lap of the race, even though he's out. Rough race for him. We'll see him recoup in heat number 2, no doubt. So that battle looks like the battle up front looks like it's fairly sustained here for now. Keep an eye on it. Let's see what else we got going on. A little farther in the pack, we got a number of battles going on. It looks like Michael Bond potentially falling down the field here. Looks like Bond connection issue or he is out. It's a connection issue for Michael Bond. So see if we can pick up what's going on there. Sean Giroux back on track. Derek Tyndall and Ryan Ryder look like they're what's left of this battle pack we had keeping an eye on going on. And welcome in, Stanwell. She could stick around to watch it all night, but structured commentary quality talk night. Wow, thank you, sir. It'd be even better if we had some more Sky Lounge machines out here battling it out. So you got this close battle here a little farther back in the pack with Kelly Greenhoe back on track after that spin. He's hearing on comms. Potentially he had a connection issue after he spun there. I'm not sure if he's... I know it's something that used to be common in the Fantech wheels. a little bit of a jolt or extra jolt of force feedback could send the wheel a little squirrely. That might have been what happened to Kelly, but he's back on track, getting a little help from Spencer Bodway. Folks, we have 40 cars on track. That means battles all up and down. This may be for 30th place, but they are battling it out. Michael Brock just up ahead. This is the battles of the drivers who've been involved in something here early on. We saw Brock spin through the Le Mans chicane. We saw Salmon get wrapped up in turn 1, lap 1, when I'm trying to remember who that was. They got spun around and was stuck right in front of him. Kapinski involved too as well. Joshua Smith, rough race for him, but we'll see how they do. Up front, though, Bykoff still leads the way. We'll bring up the race on the inlay here. That is, what do we got there? We got Aaron Sunday battling with Ryan Ryder in the orange and green car. Aaron Sunday in the multicolored car with Derek Tyndall in tow. That's what's left of that at one time 10-car pack we had, racing for mid top 10 positions. But up front, our leaders. They head up onto the banking through what would be turn 1 and 2 of the oval course, heading towards the Le Mans chicane. This should be their final lap this time by. Can Bykoff hold off Joseph Marr? Can Marr find a way through? Is he going to wait? Wise move here by Joseph Marr, not making the move into the bus stop. Get a run through the bus stop. You want to be in first in the straightaway between the bus stop and the start-finish line. Oh, but terrible entrance and exit there for Joseph Marr. That's going to cost him a ton of time. That's going to be exactly what Roman Bykoff wants as they head towards the start-finish line now. But can Joseph Marr utilize the draft to try and find his way back through? He is. He's going to get by. Looks like a slowdown for Roman Bykoff as he serves it. So Joseph Marr up top. They're heading to the line. It's going to be close. We're going to have one more lap here, folks. They're going to cross with about 3, 2, 1. Is it going to be close? Oh, maybe they're not. There we go. Did they get across? One more lap by about 1 second. By 1 second. There we go. One more lap here for these drivers. Charles Wolf up top. Have a look there. Joseph Marr, Roman Bykoff in tow. Now, Bykoff in third place. To be honest with you, I think this is probably the best spot to be, is third place. What's Perfect Gen saying in chat here? Please tell me Wallace has a reference to a gun show on his car. Tony Wallace does not miss Arm Day, that's for sure. There we go. Let's bring... Look at that guy. Jacked. Right now he's in the middle of a battle as he's pushing Corey Mitchell along. These guys have got themselves up into fourth place. It's a battle for fourth place just outside the podium. Jonathan Cooper there too as well. Cooper gets into the back of Corey Mitchell. So we go on to Tony Wallace's roof cam here. See Corey Mitchell to his outside. Jonathan Cooper there too as well. Coop can try and make the move around the outside. Oh, it's going to be rough for Coop. He's trying to run wide to hold his run, but fortunately that's going to cost him a bit of time as he's falling back. Michael Chase right there too as well. See how these drivers fare as they head down the back stretch. Let's pop in on our leaders as they're heading into the Le Mans chicane for the last time. Charles Wolf leading the way. Joseph Marr in second place. Roman Bykoff in third. Who's going to get the better run through the bus stop? Charles Wolf, a little sketchy through there. Ooh, Roman Bykoff flirting with a slowdown. He's going to get a better exit than Charles Wolf, but they're going 2 by 2. That's going to bode well. With Joseph Marr. He's going 2 by 2 with Joseph Marr. Charles Wolf up ahead. Would love to see that. What he needs to do right now, Charles Wolf, is to constantly move to the top line, to the bottom line, feed draft off both those drivers so they can't get by, but doesn't look like he's going to do it. They're chasing down to the line. Bykoff goes to the outside. Is he going to get there before Wolf? Roman Bykoff from third place in the last lap. Oh, he gets spun by Charles Wolf as they cross the line. Joseph Marr going to take it as he slides across the line. Charles Wolf just gets across the line there now, and Jonathan Cooper are going to win that battle for fourth place. Kelly Greenhoe and Benjamin Syke as they head to the line now. They've got cars in tow. They've got Lemke there with them. up on the high bank section. Sean Giroux leading this pack. Oh, Greeno and company heading to the line here. Who's going to take this one? Oh, they got a slow car in the bottom. Oh, man. Syke gets into, I'm not sure who that was, up on the bottom side there. Tried to get out of the way, but unfortunately, Benjamin Syke nowhere to go. Kent Kruger back on track after fixing his force feedback issues. He's just behind Wesley Cotnor. Cotnor was the driver we saw get turned into turn one. It spun around just ahead of Daniel Salmon. A battle a little farther back here between Gapinski and Smith. They're heading to the line as we're on board here with Joshua Smith. Sean Gapinski to the bottom sign. Gapinski getting draft off Salmon up ahead, but Joshua Smith, Salmon going to go to the top. Try to give a little draft to Smith. That's exactly what he needs to do, but are they going to get the run on him to the line? Who's going to take that spot? Is it going to be Salmon? Is it going to be Smith? It's like Daniel Salmon going to hold off Joshua Smith and Sean Gapinski, and it looks like Oz Exulu will be our final car on the lead lap. Once he crosses, that should make the race official. Man, what a battle. Stick around, folks. That was only heat one. We got another 20 minutes coming your way. Top 4 drivers will invert. So that means Jonathan Cooper and Charles Wolfe will start on pole this time, with Roman Bykov and Joseph Maher starting in row 2. So as we wait for Oz Exulu to cross the line to make everything official here, let's give a reminder here about our sponsors. Apex Sim Racing. Find yourself a discount code in the description. Get 5% off all sim racing goodies that they supply and sell. We thank them for that. As well, we have Track Cams for Gourmets as our sponsor, providing providing all of our exciting camera action here this evening. Track Cams 22, Track Cams for Gourmets for all of your sweet camera angles. So that'll make everything official here for heat number 1. Let's take a look at the results. And we saw Joseph Maher took top spot just ahead of Roman Bykov, with Charles Wolfe in third place, rounding out the podium. Jonathan Cooper in fourth, with Michael Chase, Corey Mitchell, Tony Wallace, Derek Tyndall, Michael Tanagretta, and Aaron Sunday rounding out the top 10. Corey Mitchell also our top AM driver, with Derek Tyndall our second place AM driver, and Aaron Sunday rounding out the podium in AM class. So we have a quick little 3-minute warm-up here before we get going again, as I mentioned, for our second heat race. But let's bring in our top AM driver from race number 1, Corey Mitchell. I hate to say it, but it looks like switching back to the Murder Motorsports paint theme over the Racer Nexus seemed to have worked well for you.
For once it did. And in practice, it wasn't looking promising. I was like 26th or something. So I was missing my Nexus paint job. But yeah, I did decent qualifying. And then, man, the pros up front were just scattering like flies. And I picked up a bunch of freebies.
How you feeling heading into race number 2? Now they're going to be starting solidly up in the top 10. You think you can avoid that first lap at carnage that seemed to catch the back half of the field?
Yeah, it should definitely help. Start 6th. You've only got 5 guys to screw up ahead of you, so chances are much lower here. So yeah, if I can survive lap 1 and then probably let a few pros go and just try to do like I did this race and just kind of stay on their draft and just kind of pick up whatever I can.
Excellent stuff, Corey. We'll let you get back at it, and best of luck for race number 2.
All right, see you then.
So that was our top AM driver from race number 2. Let's bring in our top pro driver and race winner, Joseph. Heck of a finish there. You're able to win the battle of wrecked cars across the line. What are you expecting to see here in race number 2? Joseph, do you got us? Oh, there it is.
Okay, now I do. Sorry, My settings were wrong.
No worries. You were able to outlast the rest of the top three there, across the line, sideways almost. What are you expecting to see here in race number 2?
Hopefully not that. That was crazy. Was not expecting that finish.
Yeah, you guys had a nice pack at one point in time. I think it was about 8 cars, and then slowly incident happened. Brock and, trying to remember, Lemke got wrapped up in something. Kelly Greeno had a solo spin. Then it was down to just 3 drivers. So best of luck in race number 2 here, Joseph. Hopefully we see you back up at the sharp end of the field again.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rob.
So that was our winner there, Joseph Marr, as we're getting ready to grid up for race number 2. Again, it'll be off their finishing position, except for the top 4 will invert. So Cooper, Wolf, Bykoff, and Marr will be your top 4 drivers. Everybody else will start where they finished. Now we got 2 weeks left of this season. Again, I've mentioned it before, but if you're interested in joining the league, you can find the Discord link in the description of the video. They are always accepting new drivers to the league. If you think this looks like a heck of a lot of fun, which Mazda racing always can be, especially on these super ultra popular tracks like Daytona, Sebring, Road America, where we were last week, Road Atlanta. We've hit all the iconic tracks this season. If you want to get some fun Mazda racing in, by all means join the grid. It looks like Roman Bykoff not going to grid up for this one. So he's going to have to start from pit road. So interesting stuff here for Bykoff. Actually, it looks like we have a number of drivers potentially starting from the pits, so we'll keep an eye on that. But there we go. As I mentioned, 2 heat races tonight, 20 minutes each. You can see there. Next week we head to Interlagos. So if you want to join in, that's the excitement you have heading into next week. Fields away though. Jonathan Cooper, Charles Wolf on the pole. They had that thrilling finish to end last race. See what kind of action we have in store for this one. I expect nothing but the same here. For Jen in chat, we'll see how Michael Brock does, starting in 28th place for this one. It's kind of in about where the wreck was in the first lap, so hopefully he can avoid that. Jonathan Cooper leading the field to the green flag. We'll bring up our picture-in-picture again so we can keep an eye on potentially anything going off in turn 1, although it happened at the end of this camera shot last time. But we're under green. Away we go. Jonathan Cooper, Charles Wolf leading the pack down into turn 1. They have Joe Smart and Michael Chase in tow. There they come. 40 Mazda MX-5s fanning out into turn 1. It's like so far so good. The field getting through there. Roman Bykoff out of the pits for him. Cooper defending the inside. Charles Wolf going to try and go around the outside. Can't make it stick. Coop going to hold on to top spot. So have a look back from him. They're fanning out 3 or 4 wide. Will Wolf get a run through the kink here? No, he's tight in tow. Going to try and go around the outside of Cooper. Michael Chase right there too as well, if anything were to happen between these 2 drivers up ahead. As they head towards turn 7 for the first time, they'll head back up onto the high-speed banks. Being told Michael Brock was forced to race in number 2, so we expect to see big things from him here. On board, Michael Chase make the move under Charles Wolf on the bottom side here. Charles Wolf going to dive down in line. So well done. I'm not seeing, having a look here. Not really seeing anything going off on lap number 1. Looks like everybody was able, for the most part, to get through clean. That's what we love to see. Into the bus stop for the first time. Jonathan Cooper leading the way. He's got 40 Mazdas in tow there. You see them coming through. A little bit of a gap building here between Joseph Marr and Corey Mitchell. That's the black car. The tail end of the top 5, and Corey Mitchell He's our 6th place car, also our top AM driver. He's got Michael Tannegretta, Ryan Ryder, Sean Drew, Derek Tyndall in tow, and Kelly Greenhoe. So go on board here with Kelly Greenhoe. Had that wheel issue in the first race after his spin. No doubt Kelly going to be wanting to have a much better race number 2 here as they head into turn 1. Kicks it up into top gear for the last little dive into turn 1. Kelly goes way out wide. There's his sister paint scheme car just ahead of him of Ryan Ryder. They go one angry pack of bees racing down into turn number 3. So on board here with David Sockrider. He's right behind Benjamin Syke and Wesley Cotnor. Cotnor was the car we saw spun into turn 1. So no doubt Wesley Cotnor much more relieved that he was able to get through lap 1 much cleaner. Oh, Corey is spun. It looks like he's got suspension damage on the front end of Corey's car. Let's see if we can take a look at what happened to him. Take a quick look here to see what happened to Corey Mitchell. Oh, he get wrapped up with Sean Drew, I believe that was, and just spun him around, unfortunately. Go back live. Let's check in a little farther back in the pack. We got Daniel Salmon. He has Mike Bond right behind him. Sean Kapinski up ahead. So they're battling Kent Kruger, kind of leading this pack up front. He's got Brian Zinn right in tow. We'll see if Zinn makes the move underneath. He does not. So Kruger going to lead he and Zinn into the bus stop. It's battle for 17th place. They've got Matt Bond just ahead of him. And a bit of a gap to David Sockrider, who's trying to pull away from this. Oh, man. Benjamin Syke serving a slowdown on the bottom half of the track there. Generally, you want to pull up to the top to serve the slowdown so everybody else can go by on the racing lines. That's definitely not approved. But there goes Michael Brock and Michael Schmidt by. See, just up ahead of them, Brian Zinn and Kent Kruger trying to work together. They got Matt Bond. Ahead of them, Kent. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 as Kent dives into the middle. Late on the brakes for Kruger to make that pass stick. Wesley Cotnor is around on the outside. Looks like he and, I'm not sure who that was, Sean Drew out wide too as well. I'm not sure what happened to them, but Drew's hood is up. We'll see if it goes up any higher, as we've seen it before pop up into the air, but Brian's in off track too as well. He's trying to get himself back on track, trying to find a safe spot to rejoin. He's going to do that. Looks like he might have actually flew all the way across from one side of the track to the other through the horseshoes, as he was just with Kent Kruger, and then all of a sudden was up about 12 spots. So he is going to be serving a slowdown there, but he's got Mike Bond, Joshua Soto right behind him as they're trying to make their way through the field. Let's head back up to the front. See Jonathan Cooper and Michael Chase as they battle up on the banks, the high banks section. Cooper going to dive in behind Michael Chase. Tony Wallace right there too as well. Michael Tannegretta and Kelly Greenhoe, top 5 cars starting to break away. Chase going to lead them into the bus stop. We've actually got a couple more cars joining this battle now. Bodway and Sockrider there too. Really utilize that draft. Really shows you how strong the draft is. But let's bring up our picture-in-picture. We got Brian Zinn leading, Mike Bond, Joshua Soto, and Sean Kapinski on the inlay. And then, of course, up top, we've got our leaders. See Cooper dive under the underside of Michael Chase. Chase serving a slowdown. That's going to allow John Cooper and Tony Wallace to move by. Kelly Greenhoe trying to get by too as well. Or sorry, that's not Kelly, that's Ryan Ryder. Kelly Greenhoe is the second orange and green car. Man, these two guys driving the same paint scheme are going to be the bane of my existence. But 3 wide into turn 1. Michael Chase out wide. Ryan Ryder looks to the inside. It's going to move Jonathan Cooper back up top. Coop can lead them into turn number 4. Ryan Ryder trying to get late on the brakes, trying to make the move up the inside of Michael Chase. He's going to make that move stick. Michael Chase going to fall into place in position in 4th in line here with Brian Lemke in tow. They got Spencer Bodway, Michael Tannegretta, and Kelly Greenhoe now the tail car on this pack. There's Greenhoe to the outside of Bodway. Bodway trying to make a move around Tannegretta. It's a battle for 6th and 7th. Tannegretta holding on to that position. Ooh, almost got moved a little bit farther to the right than he was wanting to. Almost get into Bodway and Greenhoe. Our lead pack up and onto the banking section to go. Mike Bond leading that secondary pack we're watching here. They're trying to reel in Joshua Soto just up ahead. Kapinski now in behind them. Our leaders fanning out onto the bank section into the bus stop. Jonathan Cooper trying to defend against Ryan Ryder. He'll hold him off. Tony Wallace up in the top spot. So go on board here with Tony Wallace in the gun show. Jonathan Cooper trying to take that position away, though, already looking to move to the outside, try and go back around. Doesn't look like these guys are really interested in staying nose to tail here and trying to pull away from the rest of the pack, as they're going to go 3 wide. As Ryan Ryder goes to the top side, he's got Michael Chase and Brian Lemke pushing him. Has to move Ryan Ryder up into top spot, but they go 3 wide into turn 1 with Wallace on the bottom, Cooper in the middle, Lemke on the top. Somebody's got to back out here. What's going to give? Little argy-bargy there heading into turn 1. Thankfully, everybody gets through, though. On board here with Spencer Bodway, the tail car in this pack. It's probably got the best camera angle for us to watch the shaking and baking going on here. It's Tannegretta just ahead, the pink car, pink and white. Lemke in the all black to the outside. There goes Kelly Greenhoe just ahead of Bodway. Ryan Ryder continues to lead the way. It's like Michael Chase going to try and move underneath Tony Wallace. Wallace on the outside. He's going to hold off that move by Michael Chase. If he can stay door to door here, Wallace would have the inside line heading back onto the banking. But we know Michael Chase will get the run, utilizing the draft. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Chase and Wallace heading up onto the banking. Let's pop back a little bit as Kent Kruger leading the chase pack. Actually, sorry, he's not leading the chase back. They've caught onto the back of Michael Brock and Joshua Soto as they continue to try and push forward here. There we see on board here with Michael Brock having to look back at Joshua Soto. These two drivers pushing hard, trying to work together, almost within the draft of Kelly Greenhoe up ahead, 1.7 seconds. If they can get it to about 1.2 seconds here on the high bank sections of Daytona, they can reel in those drivers. But Soto going to dive underneath into the bus stop. They're there. You see Greenhoe just up ahead. We're going to have about, oh man, what's this pack go back to? That Greenhoe is all the way back to Kapinski. It looks like in 14th place. So we could potentially have 14 of our top drivers here nose to tail in a matter of moments. But up front, Ryan Ryder leading the way. They're going to go 3 wide again across the start-finish line here. So bring up on board here with Spencer Bodway at the back of this pack to give us an idea of what's going on. See that argy-bargy and shifting around those cars. Tony Wallace continues to lead the way, although he's cutting a little bit of track up on the grass. It's going to give him probably a slowdown. We'll see here if he bails off to have to serve it. Looks like so far so good. Looks like he was safe, but he has Brian Lemke and Jonathan Cooper to his outside now. Both those drivers battling side by side. See Lemke giving a little bit of tap of the brakes there. Doesn't want to get into the back of Wallace. Carrying a little bit of extra pace through there, utilizing the draft. Ryan Ryder looking to the outside of Lemke now. 3 wide in behind between Bodway, Greta, Soto. Look at the cars that are involved in this pack now. Kent Kruger up in there too as well. Tony Wallace going to lead them up onto the banking section. There they go. A little further back in the pack, there we see Joshua Soto, Kelly Greenhoe to his outside, Michael Brock there, Spencer Bodway just up ahead in the multicolored car. Kent Kruger now leading that secondary pack, trying to get up in the action here. I think they're going to do it. He's got Michael Bond and David Sockrider giving the bump draft as they fan out a little wider up ahead. That's exactly what that secondary pack needs. Into the bus stop they go. Coop leads the way. Jonathan Cooper with Tony Wallace in tow. Look at that pack stretching out in behind all the way back to Sean Kapinski. Let's go on board with Kapinski. You can see there, that's the lead pack. First place all the way back to 14th place. What are these guys separated by? Less than 2 seconds from the front of that pack all the way to the back. Wallace giving Cooper the bump draft into turn 1. Ryan Ryder looked like he thought about giving Lemke a little bit of a bump into turn 1, but backed out of it. Wallace going to drift it a little bit wide, almost makes contact with Lemke, but he's going to hold on to that spot. Lemke going to fall back a spot to Ryder. So on board here with Michael Brock as he's now mid-pack here, this lead pack. It's got Michael Bond just up ahead of him in the black 123. Joshua Soto just to the right in front. Michael Brock's worked himself up 23 positions where he started. Joshua Soto and Mike Bond up 27 positions. Just shows you how well they've worked their way through the pack here. This lead pack just continues to battle Kent Kruger, David Sockrider, and Sean Kapinski. They worked hard to get up on this pack. They've done it. Now they got 5 minutes to try and battle up here with the rest of the big dogs. Let's quickly go back a little farther in the pack here. Joshua Smith, one of our potential AM championship candidates, had to sit out a week due to incident points. He's back in this week, but not faring so well right now for him. This is now our secondary pack. Hard to believe it. 15th place Roman Bykov, who missed gridding for race number 2, had to start at the back. He's got himself up into 15th place. He's got Michael Schmidt, Benjamin Syke in tow. Derek Tyndall, Joseph Marr. Joseph Marr, our race 1 winner. Not sure what happened to Joseph. I didn't catch what happened to him, but he has fallen all the way back here. So head back up to the front. See Jonathan Cooper leading the way. Tony Wallace and Brian Lemke in tow. A bit of a gap there to Michael Greta though. We've got Brian Zinn in chat. I'm not sure what happened to Zinn. Oh yeah, we did see him go cross track. I didn't see what happened to him after. Greta getting a bump draft here from Spencer Bodway. So they try and close that gap back down now on our top 3 drivers. Bodway looking to the outside of Greta defending on the inside. Bodway not going to be able to make that pass stick, but they have caught back up to Lemke, Wallace, and Cooper. Jonathan Cooper leading them into turn 4. Tony Wallace right there. Lemke there too as well. Let's go on board here with Wallace. Let's take a look at in behind as Lemke trying to find a way around him. Meanwhile, he's got Cooper up ahead. Looks to the outside. Cooper, is he going to try and cross him over? Thought about it. Wasn't enough room to make that move, though. It's their lead pack fanning out in behind. Michael Chase, Michael Bond going side by side with Ryan Ryder, Joshua Soto, Kelly Greenhoe in behind now. He's now actually cycled all the way to the back of this pack. Kelly for sure just trying to get as many championship points as he can here to bode well for his championship run he's trying to brew. 3 minutes to go. They'll have this lap plus one more once they cross the line. Lemke looking to the inside of Jonathan Cooper. Lemke go up to top spot. Oh, Wallace gets spun. Tony Wallace and Tana Greta spun. Looks like Michael Brock potentially got clipped a little bit through there. He's still going though. But Tana Greta is around. Wallace was around. That's going to drop them right back into Roman Bykoff and Michael Schmidt. See if we can take a look at what happened there. As they head into the bus stop, keep your eye on the pink and white car of Tana Greta. Ooh, just had a lot of a run there. It's like a little bit of a checkup from Wallace on the back of of Cooper. So Jonathan Cooper hit the brakes a little harder than normal heading into the bus stop. And unfortunately that collected up Tony Wallace. Now he's back in the pack with Bykoff and Schmidt. So we got Kelly Greenhoe potentially out again. He's fallen back. Let's see what happened to him. As Greenhoe comes into turn one on the outside of Kent Kruger. Oh no, it was just a solo slide there for Kelly Greenhoe. See himself back up and going. We got some shaking and moving up ahead. Oh, Ryan Ryder is off with Michael Bond. Bond trying to get back on track. That car is dog walking now. He's not going to be able to get that thing back around for much longer. Let's see what happened here for between Ryan Ryder and Michael Bond. So Ryder in the green and orange car up ahead. Oh, looks like he just got clipped by Soto, slid across and clears out Michael Bond. Michael Bond's still trying to get that car back. Michael Brock looks like a little bit of suspension damage on the left front there for him. He's got Kelly Greenhoe in tow. This car's just inside the top 10. Tana Greta and Wallace, a couple drivers we saw get wrapped up here in the bus stop last time by. They're battling. Wallace trying to hold off Roman Bykoff. Bykoff with some damage on the front of his car, but up front, Lemke and Cooper heading to the line. They've opened up 2.1 seconds over Spencer Bodway. 5 seconds to go. Cooper trying to make the move at the line. He's getting ahead. Jonathan Cooper going to take it at the line just ahead of Brian Lemke. Excellent job by him. Tana Greta and Bykoff racing to the line. They've got Exulu and Schmidt behind them too as well. Derek Tyndall and Tony Wallace drag race to the line. Here comes Chris Diaz and Joshua Smith. They've got Daniel Salmon just ahead of him. Salmon across the line, Smith across the line, Diaz, Dylan Foster now, Wesley Cottonor and Christopher Croto. Looks like Croto, he's going to finish up through pit lane. Mike Bahan still trying to drive that car back. Uwe Hale, rough race for him too as well. He's heading to the line. Perfect Jen in chat telling Mike Brock to rub some dirt on it and keep going. He's still finishing the top 10. So just waiting for Uwe Hale to cross the line, and then that will make the feature race official. Okay, there we go. Across he goes. I believe that was our final driver. It was. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at our official results. Jonathan Cooper takes the win, 3/100ths over Brian Lemke at the line. Joshua Soto rounds out the podium with Michael Chase, Sean Gapinski rounding out the top 5. Kent Kruger in 6th place, also our top AM driver. Spencer Bodway in 7th. David Sockrider, our 2nd place AM driver, in 8th place. Michael Brock in 9th, and Kelly Greenhill rounding out the top 10. Roman Bykoff in 11th with Tana Greta, Schmidt, Exulu, and Wallace rounding out your top 15. Final step on the podium for AM goes to Derek Tyndall, with Matt Bond coming home in 17th. Joseph Marr, Glenn Blanchard, and Daniel Salmon round out your top 20 drivers. 21st goes to Joshua Smith with Chris Diaz, Dylan Foster, Willem Stern, and Wesley Cotner rounding out your top 25. Aaron Sunday, Uwe Hale, Mike Bond, Christopher Croto, and Ryan Ryder round out our top 30. Benjamin Syke, Charles Wolf, Carrick Ball, Sean Giroux, Brian Zinn, Corey Mitchell, Chris King, Brian Taylor, Juan Colmenero, and Philip Poole are the drivers that are going to occupy the used car parking lot on the infield section of the track. So if you're looking for a gently used, well, I guess maybe not so gently, but a used Mazda MX-5 race car, go see any one of those drivers in the infield section. So Daytona, always exciting in a Mazda MX-5. They can never seem to really get away from each other. Lots of battling out there, but so we've got a couple drivers in chat waiting to talk. Let's bring in, first of all, our top AM finisher, Mr. Kent Kruger here. There we go. Kent, congrats. P1 for AM class in race number 2, and you got yourself a spot in 6th place, almost inside the top 5.
Yeah, that was crazy. That whatever, I don't remember what I started at, 25th, 26th, something like that, way back in the field. And
I got you up 19 spots, so that'd be 25th.
Yep, so a lot of cars wrecked in front of me. That helped. But it was too bad because I really wanted to race up through the pack like that. But oh my God, that first race, I jumped in the car, got on the grid, we started moving, and my wheel had 0 force feedback. And I was like, oh, what the, it's never done that. I have no idea why. So then I didn't think I was even going to get through lap 1 and got through there. And I thought, in the back of my mind, I thought, well, can I just reset my wheel? Will that do it? And of course, as soon as you do that, the car just locked up, all wheels locked, and it just went off into the wall. But then I figured out how to drive it, and it made me feel bad because I was like, man, if I would have just kept going, I think I would have done all right. But it was so weird driving with nothing. It was so weird. It was a fun race.
It's an interesting sensation, but you were able to work with, I'm trying to remember, I think it was David Sockrider, Joshua Soto, Michael Brock. You guys were in a nice chase pack here to chase down the leaders in race number 2, and you guys were a factor going into the end. But were you just kind of trying to pull in top AM spots once you got into that top pack, or were you trying to maybe work your way up towards the front for a win?
I honestly had no idea who was ahead of me, whether I was in lead in AM or not. So it was like, okay, I'm just gonna, I think I'm in the lead, but I wasn't 100% certain. So then okay, let's just, once we got up to the pack, okay, I'm just going to try and make as many places as I can and see what happens. So I was just trying to keep a safe race, just not overdrive, not do anything. And David behind me kept me real honest. Just trying to get cars between me and him because he was, for the most part, just as fast as I was. But yeah, it was a fun race.
Excellent stuff. We head to Interlagos next week. It's generally a track that the track temps are equivalent to the surface of the sun. How you how you looking ahead to that one?
I have no idea. Every race, just one at a time, see what happens, not really thinking that far ahead. So we'll see what happens. But so far, that first race ended up whatever I ended up in, 25th or 30th or whatever the hell it was. That was horrible for points, but I think I'm still okay, especially after winning the second one. So that helped. But I got so many people right on my tail in the final tally that I think it's going to come down to the end.
Yeah, it's looking real tight. But before we let you go, Kent, anybody you want to give a shout out here?
Nope. been waiting to do that. No, nobody I want to thank or anything. I want to give a big shout out to my dogs who are always with me and, being part of the team and rooting for me while I'm driving. Everybody's heard them. So that's my shout out this week. My dogs.
You got to teach them how to reset your force feedback. So in case that ever happens
Oh
again,
my
you can
God.
just, well, best of luck next week at
All right.
Interlagos, Kent. 2 more weeks to go. So take care.
Yep. Thank you. Take care.
That was our top AM driver, Kent Kruger. Let's bring in Tony Wallace. Tony, you had a nice finish there in race 1, a little bit of a spin across the line, but looks like you and your teammate, Michael Tangretta, got wrapped up in the middle of race number 2, and you fell back a little bit.
Yeah. I don't understand what happened there. He apologized. We were in the other Discord talking, and he just missed his breaking point. I was really having fun running up there with Cooper and Lamke. It looked like it was going to be a top 3, if not number 1, and that's what I was hoping for. It just didn't happen. It just didn't happen, sadly, and that's what happens with these draft tracks. It just sometimes you miss those breaking points and you overshoot, and that's what happens. He tried to warn me. He was on the inside, and I just couldn't react fast enough.
Yeah, it always seems Mazda's at a track like Daytona, you can be I've seen drivers move from 5th, 6th, 7th place back on the last lap in the front to use the draft to be able to move around, but nothing's ever really safe. But we head to Interlagos next week, which is generally a track that I'd say the surface of the sun is probably a little cooler than what the track temps are there sometimes. But how you feeling about heading into that one?
It'll be a little bit more exciting to see some racer skill based instead of so much drafting. So we should see a little bit more interesting racing going on, which I'm really excited for to see, because I'm new to this league, to see what these guys are up to.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that one. Interlagos usually plays a real exciting race. But any shout-outs here, Tony, before we let you go?
Just to the MAV team. They've been a big support and got me to where I am today. So I really appreciate it.
Excellent stuff. Well, best of luck next week at Interlagos, and we hope to see you at the sharp end of the field again.
Thank you.
That was Tony Wallace stopping in to chat with us. Looks like we've got, let's bring in Jonathan Cooper, our race 2 feature winner. Coop, heck of a race there. You're able to capitalize on some other mistakes at the end of heat number 2 and take the win just ahead of Brian Lemke by about 3/100ths, if I remember correctly. Oh, Cooper? Jonathan Cooper, do you got us?
Hello. Hi.
There we go.
I was saying that was a really good draft at the end there.
Did you think you were going to have enough for a run to get around Lemke before the line?
I thought I wasn't going to, no. And then I was surprised by taking first place.
So we head to Interlagos next week. I think it's probably the first track that we're heading to in a while that isn't going to be a massive draft track. How you feeling about your chances heading there?
I'm not sure. I do like that track. We'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful.
Excellent stuff, Coop. Do you have any shout-outs here for us before we let you go?
Shout out to Sky Lounge. That's about it, I guess.
Perfect. Well, you came into this one fighting for top spot in the Pro Championship a couple weeks to go, so best of luck heading into the final 2 weeks for you.
Thanks, I'll need it. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
That was Jonathan Cooper, and that's going to wrap it up for interviews here. So again, next week we head to Interlagos. If you're interested in joining the league, you can find the Discord information for the league in the description of the video. They're always accepting more racers. And we'll catch you next week, same time, same place here for Racers Nexus. I'm Rob Campbell. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.